So we'll do our taxi checks.
Yep.
Rolling checks, wing left, ball right. Decreasing, steady, 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 free and swinging. So wing right, ball left, increasing, steady, steady, free and swinging.
Okay. And your attitude indicator is level and airspeed 0.
And then the winds are low, so I'll just go up. Nobody behind us. We're not blowing anybody out of the way. We'll do a run up here.
Hotel Kings, go ahead. Yeah, the target is now south of Cape Vence, eastbound. Okay, maybe it's from the U.S. side then.
What?
That's my suspicion.
Okay, brakes are set. Mixtures go rich. Throttle goes up to 1700. Everything in the green, fuel flow is happening. Alternators check left and left out, left 0, right is carrying the load. Right alternator off, right is 0, left alternator is carrying the load. And left mag, right, right, left, right, and right. Propellers exercise 3 times. One, 2, 3, and 3. And engine instruments all in the green. And yeah. Vacuum system, Jerry, so nothing red
Yep.
pop up and it's in the
Good.
green. And engine idle. Okay, engine idle good, nothing is quitting, so I'm getting back to.
Excuse me.
And then the rest is all icing checks. So wing de-icing, no icing on the wings,
Right.
obviously. Pitot heat check, and with the pitot heat I set it to amps, and then see if there's a draw.
Okay.
And then for stall heat, I don't see a draw at all, Jerry, because it's just a little thing, right?
Yep.
So we'll just, I don't know how to check it, we'll just assume it's working. And then prop de-ice has a little thing here, so I can check to
Okay.
see, make sure that it draws amps.
Okay.
And then another flight control check, Jerry, what's your name?
Yep. And did you leave the pitot heat on, or are you putting that on later?
I'll turn it on later.
Okay, as long as it's on your checklist.
Yeah.
Is it on your pre-takeoff
Yeah,
checklist?
the pre-tilt.
Okay, because like I said, that's an important item.
Yeah, item.
Golf Delta Mike Alpha, King Julia, Roger, runway 0.
So flight control check, and then trim 3 set. So I'm setting my trim to takeoff.
Your discretion. And what's the planned altitude?
And I usually don't, touch
Where's
it.
your indicator for the trim, by the way?
Oh.
Where does it show you?
Oh,
Okay, right there. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, oh
very
yeah,
well
there's a
from
little
here.
knob.
Okay,
thing.
yep.
Trim set, and then rudders check.
Roger.
Okay, they seem to be responsive. And spoilers check. Do you have something coming up out of the wing, Jerry?
Not that I see.
Okay. And then you'll see it going down.
Okay,
It's
so
close to the wing.
Delta Mike Alpha, Roger.
so what am I looking for here?
Oh, so you know the spoilers or the speed brakes, right?
Oh, I see.
So you'll see it.
Yeah, now I
come
see
up.
it. Yeah,
Perfect.
got it.
Perfect. It's handy to have,
Yeah.
so that we're not shock calling the engines.
Yeah, we had the those on the citation as
you
well.
did, eh? Yeah. And then
They work very effectively.
cowl flaps are open, alternate air controls are in, and wing flaps are up. Fuel quantity, nothing has changed. And instrument check, airspeed is steady. This is where it should be. This one we'll.
This guy looks a little crooked, eh? Like,
Yeah,
it shows the wing down a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I would do, what I'd suggest, if it's like that, don't look at that one, look at this one.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to be always trying to turn to the left, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I should have run.
Likely that can be adjusted by a radio shop or somebody that does vacuum instruments, right?
Yeah.
Aero shop.
So instrument check the altitude set, vertical speed steady, and compass is aligned.
Yep. Reset mine. Let's add a couple of degrees. Here we go.
The rolling checks are done. And now I can give you the takeoff briefing.
Yep.
Actually, we don't know the runway. Oh, actually, what did we?
Yeah, one guy just took off 7, so we can use that. And looking at the wind socket, looks almost dead, so you don't have to worry about a crosswind today, but otherwise you'd be briefing your crosswind takeoff if there was one.
Okay, so looks like, for runway 07, they're heading to go into 066, so we'll get that dialed in here. 066, that's 3,900 feet. Well, I'll give you the emergency first once before.
Sure.
So if we have any malfunctions before on the runway, on the runway or on the roll before our rotate speed of 91 knots, we pull the throttles, max braking.
Okay. And just one question before I forget.
Yeah.
So what manifold pressure do you use for takeoff?
I use the full manifold pressure. It goes all the way up to it flips all the way up to like 30, north of 35.
Okay.
And RPM goes to 37.
Okay. So you could just mention that as part of your takeoff briefing when you apply full power. I'm expecting to see 35 inches or a little better.
Right.
Yep. And if we get 28 inches, then we're not going, right?
Right.
And you said these are turbocharged engines?
They are.
Yeah, but you don't have a limiting manifold pressure?
No. Yeah.
Okay. That's unusual. Most turbocharged engines, they do have a boost that you're only allowed to go to. So.
Yeah, I think it said 38 was a top limit, so maybe that's it.
Yep. Okay.
So the other thing so after the 91 knot rotation speed,
if
I have an engine out, I'm going to go full pitch power. And landing gear up while maintaining 96 to get over obstacle.
That's BYSE on this plane?
Yeah.
Okay.
90 and then 100. Yeah, I put in like a little cheat sheet of all the
speeds right there.
Yeah, VMCA is 82, VSSC is 91.
Okay. And BYSE, does that say on here?
Yeah. Where did I put it? Emergency.
No, that's the approach, right?
Approach, yeah, VY. There, Jerry? Yeah, VY both. Oh, I have the both. Yeah, I didn't put the VYSC for some reason.
I would add that because that's important.
Yeah, that is important, right?
I'll add that.
Okay.
So make that part of your homework tonight to look that up and add that. And usually...
Oh, yeah, here it says 100.
100 knots? Okay.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, usually in the airspeed indicator, too, they'll have a blue line. Do they have a blue line on there or not?
They do, yeah.
Yeah? And that matches up with 100?
It does.
Okay.
Perfect.
I couldn't see that from here.
And then we do identify, verify, feather, and then we'll troubleshoot it above. Because a single engine, it can climb at 325 feet per minute, ideal conditions.
Assuming we maintain the 100 knots and we got the gear and the flap up.
Right.
And when you're, so it's always dead foot, dead engine, so you should include that.
Right,
because some people try to hold it with the ailerons.
Oh, right.
And then you can't tell which foot's dead, and then you get into big trouble.
Yeah.
They had the Duchess land in a field up in Ottawa.
Right.
And my guess is, I don't know for sure, but I got a lot of experience in that plane.
Yeah.
And I think they shut down the wrong engine.
Oh, right. Yep. Oh, man.
So it's just dead foot, dead engine, verify. Yes, it is the right or whatever, and
right.
Feather.
Yep. Yeah, I can, I was told to leave the throttles alone and just, feather it, because if I feather the wrong one, I can just get it back up to, or should I go throttle?
I would bring it back to idle, just in case, because you've already identified which is your dead foot, and then you just say, okay, it's definitely the right engine's out, because I'm standing on the left rudder.
Right.
So then you say, okay, it's the right engine, and I'm pulling that back, and then pull the mixture lean, and then you would feather it. And the reason you want to pull mixture lean is if the mixture isn't leaned out and the engine was partially running, if you try to feather it with the engine partially running, it tries to shake the wing right off the plane.
Oh,
It'll just
really?
sit there and go like this. Yeah. So it's important to make sure that that engine is completely dead by leaning the mixture. Because I've seen that happen where somebody didn't pull the mixture back. They were simulating it, and they feathered it, and the whole plane just started shaking like hell.
Yeah, the course.
All right, so I'll let you complete your checklist, and then I'll give you a clearance. Okay.
Great. So that's that's the and then when I get the clearance, I'll go with the departure brief. Okay, ready to copy clearance.
Okay. All right. So let's say you're cleared direct the North Bay Airport via the flight planned route, which you've got in your.
It's just.
Set your route there, and depart runway 07. Runway heading to 1,000 feet, then a climbing turn, climbing left-hand turn to intercept the outbound track, and maintain, we'll say 3,000 today because we're trying to stay VFR, and they said it's 37 scattered, but like I said, it's not 3,700 scattered, it's more like 3,700 broken.
Right.
All right, and so you can read that back.
So Golf Kilo Papa Kilo is clear to the North Bay Airport via the flight plan route. We are flight plan route, runway 07, climb to 1,000 feet, then left turn to intercept the track for 3,000 feet, and maintain 3,000.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Yep.
So departure brief, I'd say we are using runway heading 07 today, and I'll read out the obstacles, as well as where the turns are permitted. We can bring up the departure brief. So runway 07 requires a 1.5 standard, and no left turn below 1,000. So that's consistent. And there are trees 337 ASL 0.2 miles from the departure end. So today we don't need to use the special visibility.
No.
So that's all we have was the departure brief. On that lost communications, Jerry. So if we lose communications, we are going to squawk 7600.
Okay.
And we are going to climb to the highest off, which is 3,000.
Okay, before you get there, you're going to, if it's VFR, you're going to come back and land.
Right, okay.
Right? Don't forget that part, right?
Oh, okay.
So if you're VFR, we just terminate, come back in and land.
Okay.
Squawk 7600 after we try both radios and all that good stuff. And if you're in cloud, then fine, you would go with that. Right?
Perfect. And if you're on cloud, you just keep going?
Just, fly your quadrant altitudes, and you're cleared to 3, and then you would maintain Squawk 7600, and maintain 3,000, assuming that was high enough to keep you over the obstacles, and then climb en route 5 minutes after comm failure, right?
Okay, great. So, we have done all the takeoff briefing, and then safety briefing we have read, comm failure is done, takeoff briefing is done. Before takeoff, we'll turn the air conditioning off, we'll circulate off, and then the rest is...
That's these guys here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just down to
so
the
you
center.
can remind me, and I'll turn them off for you.
Great. We'll do a PTIL test on the...
Sorry, what was that?
The PTIL to the pitot heat.
Yep. So I would put that on right now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So pitot heat on.
Yep.
Transponder set. Instruments we check, and then lights. I can taxi is on. I can turn the landing light on.
Yep. So we'll leave the landing light on. The taxi light, they don't show as well. I mean, you can if you want, but they point down, whereas the landing light points straight ahead. So that's a much better anti-collision device, right?
Okay.
Yep.
And landing gear. This one is funny. You got to retract the landing gear and put it back on. So there's a speed limit, which means I should, when the gear comes up, I'll just have to remind myself to get the landing gear retracted as well, or the landing light retracted as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll put the landing light on right now. Yeah, so that should be on. And then, to turn it off, I do this to retract it, Jerry.
Yep.
And then wait for a bit, and then I put it down to off.
Okay. Yep, and
So,
if you want to just leave it off, then
yeah?
that's up
Okay.
to you. So just making sure I understand this correctly. So if the gear is up, the landing light has to stay off. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no? It doesn't. It's not connected?
No. Okay, because just, some of them have the light is on the gear itself.
Good point.
But yours is separate, is it?
It's separate,
okay.
yeah. It's under the wings.
Okay.
And it kind of comes out like this.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'll leave that up to you. Okay.
Okay. So that's so that's all set. Run-up is complete.
Now we're all set up for this guy.
Yeah.
Everything's done there. Yep. All right, and so you can just note your takeoff time if you want to add 3 or 4 minutes on your time now.
Okay, and I'll let them know that what we are up to.
Yep. So you just.
Okay. All right.
Doing this simulated nav trip, and we're going to pick up, what is it? The track was 346, was it?
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you just tell them we're going to climb to 3,000 feet, left-hand turn in, pick up an 8-band track at 346, doing a simulated IFR towards North Bay. We'll get there for 10 or 15 miles, and then come back in for a hold at the memo.
And King Studio, good morning again. Twin Cessna Golf Kilo Papa Kilo with information echo. Golf Kilo Papa Kilo is on Alpha across from Central. Looking to do an simulated navigation test today, sir. We'll use runway 07 if that's still active. We'll climb to 1,000, left turn, and go to 3,000, and we'll pick up track 346 for about 10 to 15 miles, and we'll come back and hold that memo.
I think it said 1, 2, 3, 4. Memo.
Yes, sir, at memo at 3,000, and squawking 1, 2, 3, 4, and altimeter again 2980.
All right, so we're set to go. Are these rich or not?
Yeah, usually we can turn them on
Might as
now.
well put them up before we forget.
Here to the right.
It is clear.
Okay.
This is a good opportunity to do a look around as well, but we haven't heard anybody else on the frequencies.
All right.
Just gonna turn that up just a tad.
Yeah.
I've got my volume all the way up, but it was still
All right.
overly loud. And then when you give her full power, you can hear it.
Yeah.
And again, the windsock's pretty well lit. That's unusual. We've had a lot of windy days here.
Yeah. And then Jerry, in here, later when we come back, we can set up. Well, we would set up the procedure in case we need to come back, but we won't worry about it.
Nope.
Okay, nobody here. I'll just let them know what we're up to.
Yep.
And continue to Alpha, exit 407. I should have said for departure.
Oh, you just get the call rolling. I think he knows what we're doing.
Yeah. So Jerry, what I do is with the brakes, I bring the power up slowly.
Okay.
Get everything in the green, and then give her.
Okay.
Is there anybody there?
No.
Use the full length of this runway. Okay, we are on the right runway. P tilt is already done, and I can bring the power up slowly. Fuel flow is happening. Engine instruments in the green. Can you hear the turbos come on, eh?
Yep.
Okay, in the green, and now I can release the brakes. King Airspeed alive. 80 knots. 90. Rotate, positive rate. Gear up. And gear is locked.
Did you want these guys off now?
Yeah. Yeah, I should have called for the switches. These aux pumps are always on, Jerry.
Yep.
So switches wise, it's pretty straightforward. 700 feet. 300 to go. I can bring the power back to 3100 for the climb. And 24. And you can turn the air conditioning on.
If I just turn, do you want them back on?
Yeah, you can, because we know we have reduced our climb power.
Okay.
So 1000 feet, left turn.
Yep, I heard Tony, but I don't see him.
Yep, so nobody there left.
Okay. And I'll just fly the plane for a sec here
Okay.
while you put these guys on.
Yep.
And my apologies for the factor, the torture device.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, well set.
Okay, you have control.
Okay. So we are climbing to 3000 to intercept our course.
Yep. 346.
And then I can get on the magenta line to intercept it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, unless you're being vectored, you can just pick it up with any intercept angle you want.
Okay.
Up to you.
So when I do hold on VS and on Jerry,
Yep.
it levels out at around 3000,
Okay.
you know, with the adjustments for the barometric.
Okay.
So getting ahead of the cruise check, straightforward, we set our power back to cruise power, Jerry, what we had planned for.
Yep.
For the 55% power, and then you know, we would turn the yaw dampener on and check the pressure. 400 feet to go.
Cloud's lower than forecast.
Oh, it is a.
So we'll try for 3, but I may have to kick you back down to 25.
Okay.
I guess we're okay here at 3. There's some lower cloud back behind us, but ahead of us we're looking just barely okay.
Okay. So continue to climb. Where some the odd, you know, the vertical switch just needs a little bit of a tweak to get us up there. Okay, and we can bring our set our cruise power.
What do you use for fuel flow?
It is advertised for 16 gallons in this.
Yep.
So
Somewhere
yeah,
about there,
that'll give us 5% rich of bake. Yeah, I usually would do the thing, but we are doing a short short flight now.
Guess we better go back down to 25. We're
2500?
Yeah, we're getting into a bit of cloud here. Kingston, it's Kilo Papa Kilo.
Kilo Papa Kilo, Kingston, are you?
Yeah, just letting you know the cloud's a little lower than forecast, so we're going to go back down to 2,500 feet, pick up that outbound track at 346.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger, thanks for the update.
No problem. You don't have any inbounds for 19?
Not at this point, no reported.
Okay, very good. So I guess we'll go en route if you're through with us.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger, and then just report when you are entering the hold.
Yep, we'll give you shit way back. Alright, so I'm just going to dial up 1367 here.
Okay.
Traffic is Cessna 340 Kilo Papa Kilo. We are about 10 miles northwest of Kingston Airport, and we're flying outbound on the track 346 from Kingston Airport, staying at 2,500 feet. Anybody around Kingston, the northwest quadrant, please advise.
So set up the autopilot to pick up the track.
Okay.
We'll monitor it. And then here I'll give you an ETA, Jerry. So 1 hour and 7 minutes, which was what was predicted.
Okay.
Okay. Winds today and fuel remaining. Yeah, 100 gallons. We got lots of fuel remaining.
Okay.
It looks like we have a bit of a cab angle here to keep up for the winds.
Yep.
So turn time, track, throttle set, and yeah.
Yep, good. Check the engine gauges, everything's happy. And
I'll just get for our memo.
So you can just let me know whenever you're ready to go back to memo, and then I'll give you a clearance.
Okay. Okay, ready to copy.
All right, so Kilo Papa Kilo is now cleared left turn back to direct to memo, maintain 2,500 feet, and at memo you can set up the published hold and expect further clearance on the hour plus 30 minutes.
So Papa Kilo cleared left to memo, maintain 2,500.
Charlie Papa, just departed the private strip 3 miles north of Coburg. Presently at 1,500 feet, climbing to 3,000 feet.
Maintain the published hold at memo, and the release time would be the time plus 30 minutes.
On the hour plus 30.
Oh,
so
on the hour plus
30 minutes after the hour.
Oh, okay. So 12:30.
Yep. And what time you got now?
We got 11:25.
Okay. So then you just make sure you're happy that you've got enough gas to hold that long, and if you weren't happy with that, you let them know.
Okay. Do they understand the term bingo? Tony was saying Yeah, use the bingo time.
Bingo?
Yeah, never heard of it. Okay, I'll just ignore
I
them.
don't know who dreamt that one up. No.
Okay.
No,
So, yeah.
I never heard that one in
Never
my
heard that one.
35 years IFR flying.
Oh, wow. So the easiest way to do that is choose the one with memo.
Yep.
And then I'll load it. And then I'll go to memo. And it's I'm not cleared for the left right turn. I'm cleared for the left turn.
Yep. So I was just wondering about that.
Okay.
Yep. I just do it manually.
Okay, I'm clear to the left.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I've got my eyes outside all the time. Like I say, that's my main job. Everything else is secondary. If you have a mid-air collision, nothing else matters much, does it?
Right.
So they had a mid-air up near Ottawa last year, and both of the people survived.
Oh, wow.
Yep, so they got lucky on that one.
Very lucky.
And they were both on the practice area frequency.
Oh.
Like I read the report.
Yep.
Nobody came up with a plan.
Wow.
So they just said, well, I'm here, I'm at this altitude. The other guy calls in, I'm here, and I'm at this altitude. And they just fly into each other.
Oh, my.
That's always intrigued me, how people cannot seem to grasp that.
Right.
You know, you got to come up with a plan, right?
Yeah.
You say, okay, what height are you at? What height are you going to stay at? And then I'll go to another altitude.
Right.
And the problem solved. But
wow.
you'd be surprised the number of people that just screw it up day in and after day.
Yeah. And it's crazy. They were in the practice area, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they were right over Constance Bay.
Oh.
So one guy flew back to Iron Part, the other guy sort of lost control and he ended up sort of spinning into the water, but I guess he hit fairly soft and
wow. So lucky, eh?
he got roughed up. Yep. But when I read the report, I thought, geez, there's nothing in here about anybody hatching a plan. Just said they made a radio call and left it at that.
Wow.
They've had people going into airports, and a guy coming out of an airport, the same thing. Nobody come up with a plan. The guy took off and plowed right in the guy that was coming in to land.
Oh, my.
The traffic that reported that Lexington, you were totally blocked. Say again your position.
Okay, now it's turning.
Yep, it should take us direct there now.
And I'll give you a little hold briefing.
Sure, okay.
So the published hold calls for an inbound track of 157.
Yep.
And the outbound track is 337.
Okay.
And it's a standard hold, which is a left turn hold. And we are holding on the north west side, Jerry.
Yep.
So the way we are going to enter the hold is we're going to go parallel, or we're going to go parallel and then turn. No, if I'm using the right terminology. So we are coming from this direction, so it's really straightforward. We go to heading 1337 when we go to cross Memo, and then we do a left turn back to Memo, and then do a right turn to the outbound heading.
So I guess that boils down to, so what heading are you going to turn to at Memo? Initially?
337.
Yeah, okay, so that would be
parallel?
Sorry?
Oh, parallel?
Yeah, so, okay, just give me a sec here. We're on a heading of 120 now. So that would be more direct, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Right turn to a heading of 337, right? Is that correct?
Oh, right, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right turn to
right, yeah, right.
outbound of...
oh, correct, it'll be a direct entry.
Yep.
So it'll be a simply a right turn to heading, yeah. Yeah, 337. Oh, perfect, yeah. I was in the wrong quadrant there looking at. That's why this helps a bit to help me figure that out. And this one, Jerry, I've set it north track up. That way I'm looking at it, at the map. I should have looked at this one.
Yep, okay.
To show that the right quadrant.
Yep. I'm just going to go back to 22.5 and give him a shit before we forget about that. And Kingston Radio, Kilo, Papa Kilo.
Kilo Papa Kilo, Kingston Radio.
Yep, just letting you know we've done the 180, we're still at 2.5, and we're heading direct memo to set up a hold for 10 minutes.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kingston Golf Charlie is short final 07 full stop going to Central.
Delta Golf Charlie, roger.
Everything's still looking good with the temperatures today at 20. I kept the cowl flaps open, Jerry.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. Yep. Oh, we're in no big hurry. Looking after the engines if it's more important than speed anyway, right?
Yeah. So because it's a direct entry, I'll announce to you, or we can announce to the radio that we have entered the hold when we do our first.
Yep.
Outbound 1 minute with the winds today.
Yep.
We'll see how that does.
Pretty well dead, so if they're pretty well as forecast, they seem to be on the en route portion. So.
Time I hear.
Roger.
Okay, another cruise back. Okay, we did everything except we didn't need the yaw dampener. Yeah, we can see if it makes a difference, eh?
Yep.
Roger.
Is that with the yaw damper off now?
With it on now.
It's on. Okay. So yeah, it feels a little more sensitive. It's correcting quickly. Right.
Charlie Oscar Hotel, roger.
Find that the prop sync makes words. So usually I don't use that.
No.
Can you hear that, eh?
Yeah.
That's with it on, and then with it off, I just manually set it up and it seems fine.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like anything else, if it's not working perfectly, then it can make it worse, like you say.
Right.
Radio, Golf Charlie Oscar Hotel, final 07, touch and go.
Turning Oscar Hotel, roger. Wind is 050.
Are you using Chris for maintenance here?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well, he's nice and handy, so.
Oh, yeah, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
So fuel looks good. Yeah, try to keep busy while I'm flying because, just getting ahead of a few things.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, you're right. When you're IFR, you got to be thinking a lot.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, especially when long cross countries with the fuel management.
Yep.
I've heard a couple of accident reports where the guy just forgot to switch fuel tanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy did that. He flew out of Ottawa. He had his daughter and a little dog on board.
Oh, yeah?
And he bought some gas at the flying club. He didn't fill up, but he bought some gas. And the reason he didn't fill up was because it was cheaper in Toronto, believe it or not.
Geez.
So he was trying to save a bit of money, a few cents a liter.
Right.
And so he took off in one tank, climbed to altitude, and then he switched tanks.
Oh.
like 5 minutes
Right.
after he took off.
Yeah.
So then he flew with one tank for an hour and a half, and then the engine quit, and they went into Lake Ontario.
Oh.
So they're lucky they weren't both killed.
Yeah, they were.
And the inspector phoned me to ask about it because he talked to the guy, and the guy said, well, here's what I did.
Right.
So he phoned me to see how much gas they took, so I had to check with the line staff.
Wow.
And anyway, that was pretty silly. And he said, well, why didn't you fly halfway to Toronto and then switch tanks?
Right.
And the guy said, well, my instructor told me to do it that way.
Oh.
So nobody's thinking, right?
No.
And
so at Mimeo, we can tell them that
okay.
we're holding at Mimeo.
Yep.
And Kingston Kilo Papa Kilo at Mimeo and holding here 2,500 feet.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger.
That puts us right over the eastern tip of Lowborough Lake.
So when we are wings level, I can hit our timer.
Yep.
Radio from Charlie Oscar Hotel. Downwind 07, full stop.
Charlie Oscar Hotel, roger, full stop.
Wings level or a beam the field, eh?
It should be a beam that fixed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's more accurate. So we're not quite there yet, but getting pretty close.
Yeah, it's trying to go to that. Intercept it.
Yeah, that should be pretty close there, I guess,
Okay.
eh?
Yeah.
Close enough.
And then our heading is 337 is where it should go. Assuming with the
no wind, yeah.
Rain over.
Go for 1 minute, turn inbound, see how we make out.
Yeah, looks like we have a bit of wind ahead.
Okay.
So
And then it's up to you if you want to change the power in the hold, or if you got lots of gas, you don't have to. But again, you're just supposed to let the examiner know, or he'll ask you, okay, what's your planned power and airspeed for the hold?
right, okay. Yep. So we know our current airspeed is really high for the hold.
Yep.
So I would usually bring it back.
So that's up to you, but again,
Right.
just let the examiner know, stick
okay.
with the plan. If you're used to using 25 inches, then just stick with that so you're not trying to do something different, right?
Got it.
The day of the flight test is not a good idea to be switching plans.
No.
And if you want to burn a little extra gas in the hold, I mean, that's up to you. It's your airplane, right?
Right.
Yes, Radio Golf Charlie Oscar Hotel. Final 07, full stop.
Charlie Oscar Hotel, roger. Wind 060 at 6.
Coming. And the inbound is 157. Correcting for crab angle. Looks like it's a good 8-degree correction.
Okay.
It's going back in. So turn time, twist, torque, track. And yeah, we have 4 hours and 50 minutes remaining.
Good.
So if you're going to North Bay, I would take that into account and say it's another hour to North Bay, it's 45 minutes to Kingston. So subtract all that fuel, and we'd have 1 hour of extra fuel remaining
Yep.
after our.
If you're using Muskoka as your alternate, then obviously, say you got the fuel to get to North Bay, and then we got the fuel to get to Muskoka, and then we got another 45 minutes on top of that, right? All right, timing was just a little over a minute, so not bad, but we can shave off 7 or 8 seconds, I guess, on the next one. Go ahead and man for 53 seconds, something like that.
Right.
Usually you start off just, I would take half of the difference rather than taking the whole difference.
Okay, and I reduced the power as well, so that might have added the...
Yep, okay. Anyway, we'll try it for fun at 53 seconds, okay?
Okay.
As long as you're making a sensible adjustment, that's what counts. It doesn't have to be 1 minute right on. Oh. And as we turn deadbound, then you would call established in the hole, but a lot of the time they just say call entering the hole, they don't care.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to make both calls, it's just whatever they say. Okay. And sometimes I don't even think they're saying, they're not putting a lot of thought into it, they just say call established.
Oh, okay.
And they're really not thinking of whether you call entering or established. It's just whatever happens to come out of their mouth at the time.
Oh, okay.
But we don't.
Charlie Oscar Hotel to Central. Charlie Oscar Hotel, Roger. Are you going back out again this afternoon? Yeah, should be going out shortly again. Roger.
All right, so we're getting our stopwatch ready for time of beam here. You can take a look at that, just see if you're pretty well a beam, I guess, eh?
Yep.
When there's not much wind, usually it's pretty close to when you roll it. It's a lot different if you have a really 30, 40 knot wind up here, then that can vary things by 20 or 30 seconds.
All right, yeah.
Okay, I have further clearance for you when you're ready.
Okay, ready to copy.
Okay, upon completion of this hold, you are cleared for the RNAV approach, runway 25, and call leaving memo.
Great, Kilo Papa Kilo is cleared for the RNAV 25 and call leaving memo.
Okay, you're not cleared for the approach now. You're cleared for the approach upon reaching memo.
Okay, Kilo Papa Kilo is cleared for the approach upon leaving memo for runway 25, call leaving memo.
Yep, so the difference there is you can't descend at this time, right? You'd have to hold your altitude, finish the hold, and then and only then could you start letting down.
Oh, got it. Oh, that's an hour and, a minute and
okay, anyway, it's okay, we got busy, so.
Okay. So, select approach, runway 25, and we'll start that from memo.
Yep.
Without back in. Bring up my date. So the approach briefing, we have our current, the same approach plane, which expires in August, and the safe altitudes for this sector is 2400.
Yep.
We have requested to stay here anyway at 2500 until upon reaching memo, and our minimum altitude at Uptis, which is our final approach waypoint, is 1700, and our so that's got a safe altitude, sector turn, crossing, and a decision height is 800.
Okay. So we maintain 2500 till we reach whatever it is, Putin, right?
Correct, yeah.
And then we can start to let down once we're on the inbound track, right?
Right, yes.
And then your rate's down to 1700 at that point to Eustis.
Yes.
And then down to minimums. So your minimums on this approach are?
It's 800.
Okay. And then when we get to ABOC, we start our missed approach, right?
Right, yes.
And you can follow the missed approach instructions on the plate for now.
Okay, so the missed approach briefing, we'll climb to 1000 on track 24.
Okay. I'll just give him a call here.
Oh.
And Kingston Radio from Kilo Papa Golf. Sorry, Kilo Papa. Kilo is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
That's okay, I knew who you were. Golf Kilo Papa Kilo Kingston Radio.
Yep, we're just about to hit memo and we're going to start the approach for the 5 with an overshoot, and then come around for an approach at 19 to a full stop.
Kilo Papa Kilo, King Story, roger. Wind 090 at 6, altimeter 2988, report booted.
Okay, sorry, where did you want to call?
Booted.
Okay. I just couldn't hear him say that.
Yeah, so here we can go down, Jerry, to 1800. So I'll bring her down.
Okay, and where are you seeing that on the plate?
Oh, we are, just in here. Oh, it's kind of faded out there.
Okay, now I see it. Yep, okay, now I see it. Yep, yep, it's certainly faded out here.
Yeah. Okay, so checklist on that, on the descent. Got our cowl flaps closed already. We got our fuel pumps are on. Have our prop off, the adapter off, and we can leave that on. And fuel is on, might as well do this. Fuel is on main. We'll put our mixture to rich after, and we'll look after that landing gear.
Oh.
Yeah, 100 to go. We are busted altitude by.
Yep, so if you go under it, I'll get right back to it.
Okay.
Unless you're on.
Like, yeah. Yeah, here at Puted, we can get to 1700.
Yep.
And we can call to let them know.
Yep. And Kilo Papa Kilo is turning inbound at Putin.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger.
So the approach is activated on the right heading, and the glide scope is active. I'll call when a glide scope comes alive.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I get us ready for the approach here. So flaps, so we'll get our fuel tanks in the main. Mixture goes rich slowly, but I'll get our speeds all dialed in. And get a landing gear down.
Yep.
Gas, undercarriage, mixture, and switches. We got auxiliary pumps on, phase sync off, prop sync off, and yeah, we can, you know, the POH
them
says,
on?
yeah, turn it off. This one here.
That one.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's good. I'll give it more power. By putting the flaps down for a glide scope capture, I need to give it lots of power.
Okay.
On glide scope capture, I'll go to flaps 30. And then at 110 knots, this doesn't tell you how many minutes per second.
No.
So the mist is at Agbok.
Yep.
To 1000, then turn right to 2400. Light scope is captured. Light scope coming in. At up this, we can start a descent to the missed approach waypoint. 800. Okay, glide scope captured, Jerry, and we are starting our descent. Gas, undercarriage, mixture, and switches. Jerry, we are going on mist on this one, or?
Yep. Yep. So you can just follow the missed approach for now on the plate, and then we'll head it for an approach on 19.
300 to go. And just 100 to go. Okay. Okay, 800. Going missed. Do you want to tell them?
Yep.
What's your rate?
Kingston Kilo Papa Kilo is in the mist, and we're going to go ahead and do the full approach to 19 to a full stop.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger. Report to Elson open.
Will do.
Okay, 1,000 feet. We can do a right turn to 2,400.
Okay, and I have a clearance when you're ready.
Okay, let's turn right, Jerry. I'll get you a clearance. Clear to the right.
Yep, it's clear.
And then I'll speed a third. Manage the engines here. Bring the power back. 3,100. Go back to memo. Sure everything is okay. Okay. Open our cover flaps. Gas, undercarriage, make sure all the fuel pumps are off.
Alright, so again, whenever you're ready, I have that clearance for you.
Okay, let me get... Okay, that'll get us memo. Okay. And yeah, we level off at 2,400.
Yep.
Then I'll pull the power back. Yeah, the engine management here is crazy, eh?
Yeah.
A lot's going on. You can take the air conditioning back on, Jerry. You're probably feeling the heat, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Yeah.
Alright, so you ready for the clearance?
Ready for the clearance, Jerry.
Okay, so you are cleared direct Elsum, maintain 2,400 feet, and at Elsum you are cleared for the full approach ILS runway 19. And you can call Elsum inbound.
The Papa Kilo is cleared direct to Elsum, 400 feet for the third turn, and I'm cleared for the full approach ILS runway 19.
That is correct.
Yeah, so I do the full procedure turn at Elsum, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, so I'm already cleared, so I can do that. So I'm going to load my approach to ILS 19 and to Elsum. And yeah, that takes me to the whole procedure turn here. Just validate that. And yeah, that takes me to the procedure turn. And I'm turning towards Elsom. I just need to come back around, you know, all the, because it's a 180 back. Okay, so outbound at Elsom is 009 degrees. Oh yeah, no, sorry, yeah, we are already, on the, and we are at Elsom, so I can call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, give him a call, sure.
And Kingston Kilo Papa Kilo is on Elsom for the procedure turn outbound at 2,400.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger. Report established, localizer inbound.
Kilo Papa Kilo, report established on localizer inbound.
And we got no wind today, so 1 minute in this heading should be good. And then we do our left turn.
And yeah, with that speed,
Kilo Papa Kilo, King 3, are you planning to land on A19 or will we be landing runway 07? I do have vehicle traffic cutting grass just off the edge of runway 19.
Yeah, we prefer to land run 9, please.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger.
Might as well take the runway we're set up for.
Yeah, with the light winds today.
And the flight test, he might give you a circling approach, so just remember to maintain your circling minimums.
Oh, okay.
And it gives you that, right?
So we are on the out, heading 324.
Yep.
You said you will call, clear?
And normally 45 seconds to a minute on that heading.
Oh, okay.
Depending upon the wind, but today we don't have much wind.
Turn time, twist, turn talk. So the departure brief, Jerry, while we're getting set up here. The safe altitude is 6,000, and from this, we are below the safe altitude. 2,900 is the safe altitude for the sector.
Yep.
And at
159, holding short.
at Maywalk, we come in at
We'll be able to get you back up.
the glide scope capture isn't until 8 miles south, which is at 2,900 feet. So we'll be below the
Yeah,
glide scope.
so obviously it'd be 29, but we're staying clear of cloud here, so we can do that today.
Runway 19.
So a minute, and it's turning in.
And let's hand fly this one, so just turn off your autopilot.
Okay. What I'm going to do is switch over to V-lock. And the heading I'm going to track is 144 for it to come in.
You're supposed to be descending at this point?
No, not yet. Oh, shoot.
Yep. So that's what you got to be careful about when you knock the autopilot off, right?
Right. Yeah, should write that down.
Yep. We stay for today at 2,400, normally it'd be 29, but we can't do that with the clouds, so. Until you're on the glide path, right?
Yeah. Yeah, do we do that when we capture it, or yeah? And Kingston Kilo Papa Kilo is capturing the glide path for the localizer 19.
Kilo Papa Kilo, roger.
And you should be climbing back up to your 2,400,
right?
So if you go below, get right back up, and then that might salvage it.
Right.
If you do it quick enough, that's the trick.
Okay, we'll see how this gets me back on. Gas, undercarriage, make sure I'll get it all ready.
Yep. And we are doing the full stop on this one.
Up on this one, okay?
Unless something out of the ordinary occurs.
Yeah. Okay, three in the green. Switches.
Alright, localizer is good. Glide path's coming in.
Oh, okay. So dead foot right, verify.
Yep.
And you know, it's just a power, so I get my right scope capture, and we'll right feather, but
okay,
after
so
turning the fuel off.
Yep.
Yeah, simulate the right power, right off, and then we leave this where it is, and we'll put the flaps up.
Yep. So we call for the feather, got the feather, and then we declare emergency, right?
Yep. And it's called 7700.
Yep. So you can, when you get to 100 feet above decision height, you can I'll take control, and then you can pull your foggles off and land the plane.
Okay.
So decision height on this one is?
Decision height is localizer 760. On the ILS it's 553.
Okay.
So we are 553.
Yep, so when we get to about 660, I'll take control.
Okay.
And Kilo Papa Kilo is about 3 back for landing full stop on runway 19 Kingston.
Roger, wind 060 at 3.
Altimeter still 2988?
Affirmative.
I guess your props should be up by now.
Yeah. Is it okay to put both props up in this?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Good.
Yep.
For no flaps. Three. 250 to go.
Okay, I have control. You can take your foggles off.
Oh, you got it.
Yep.
Thank you.
You have it back. You can have both engines back now.
Wonderful.